Welcome to Big Brain Wargaming, the channel on war simulation and reason. In a world overrun by the relentless tide of wokeness, where every move you make is scrutinized by the ever-watchful eyes of the political correctness police, a new battleground emerges: tabletop wargaming. Greetings, warriors of reason and defenders of traditional wargaming. I'm Kev Acutus, and with my friend Soft Butterknife, we will be your very rational and stable guides in the treacherous waters of the so-called progressive agenda infiltrating our beloved hobby.
As today, we embark on the quest to expose the top 10 tabletop war games that have fallen victim to the greatest threat our society has ever faced: wokeness. Grogs, fear not though, as we have the ultimate weapon on our side: facts, logic, and historical accuracy. Together, we will dwell into the trenches and uncover this conspiracy. Today, we will reveal the so-called enlightened games that designers are shipping out in droves. They're trying to destroy our treasured pastime, the only way that we have peace of mind in this fucked up world.
Entry number 10. Number 10 on this list is Maria. Maria, a game that dares to go where no war games has dared before, into the murky waters of politics, and brace yourselves, having a woman as the main character during the War of Austrian Succession. What a mess. Now, don't get me wrong, dudes, I appreciate a good tale of ruthless power struggles from the 18th century, but Maria takes it a step too far. Instead of focusing on the true essence of wargaming, which is, as you all know, endless battles and boring CRTs, well, this ruins everything by going political. With its complex alliances, betrayal, and this Machiavellian politics, Mariam seems to forget that we are here to escape the real world, not dive headfirst into a history lesson. Boring. And let's not forget the most absurd offense of all, suggesting that a woman could be at the center of these historical events. Totally unrealistic, unhistorical. She didn't even see a battlefield.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns!
Number 9 is Axis and Allies. The entire series. We know that this is a classic, but did you know that it's also forced diversity from the very inception? Look, we all know World War II. We know the sides, we know the countries, but really it boils down to two things: the good guys and the bad guys. And it's not who you think it is.
Entry number 8. My fellow Grogflakes, we've arrived at a particular contentious battleground in our epic saga against the tides of leftism in our sacred gaming spaces. Behold, For the People, a grand strategy game that dares to encapsulate the entire American Civil War, from the first shot at Fort Sumter to the final surrender at Appomattox Courthouse. In a game that claims to explore the theme of war for state rights, to do, well, you know, things. Why is the infamous war criminal Abraham Lincoln depicted as a hero on the box, while the noble and misunderstood rebel Jefferson Davis is relegated to a mere footnote? How dare they? Those people just can't help themselves but try to erase the mythical history of our heroes. History should be about epic shit and fight for freedom, not boring facts.
Number 7 is a supposed hidden gem: Conquest of Paradise. 1, paradise can't be conquered. That's in heaven, and you only get there by going to church. Number 2, have you seen the rainbow on the cover? Have you seen that rainbow when you look at the cover of the game? What are they trying to tell us? We know what the rainbow means. We don't fuck with that. We don't like that. That's no place in war games. We don't like that. That's all I have to say about the game. Rainbow on the cover.
Entry number 6. Our next entry in the worst of wargaming takes us to the opulent and cutthroat world of Renaissance. Behold, Pax Renaissance 2nd edition, where you can dabble in the arts of banking, financing, and dare I say, meddling in the affairs of kings and republics. Do not be fooled by its intricate gameplay and seemingly educational premise. Pax Renaissance has a dark secret that threatens the very fabric of wargaming. First of all, this game has the audacity to include footnotes. Yes, footnotes. As if we're here to get an education and not to escape the shit of our daily lives through the blissful ignorance of endless gaming. And don't get me started about the whole pushing the racial diversity agenda in there. It's a mess. And the woman, once again, the woman being the most powerful card in the game. What next? A game where understanding and empathy wins war? What is this? But the worst offense, in my opinion, for me as a rational male viewer, is the inclusion of jihad as a game mechanic. Clearly, this designer supports certain political views, if you know what I mean.
Number 5. I'm gonna have to admit here, it's actually a good game. It's Angola. Angola. Look, it's a good game, but it's problematic. Not only is it problematic, it's woke as hell. Talk about trying too hard to represent history. One, who cares about Angola? Where is that anyway? 2, any vague mention and association with the Cuban government as Angola shows is woke. We don't mess with that government. We don't like that. Woke agenda presented in the game. That's all. Cuba, Castro, communism, woke. Enough said. It's a good game though, which shows you how dangerous wokeness is. Even in the best games, wokeness is there. That's what they're trying to get you. They're trying to present a game that's immaculate presented, 4 sides, inspiration for the coin series. You're having all this time, but then you're becoming woke. You're like, oh man, the Cubans are good fighters. Maybe they're on the right side of this.
Entry number 4. Well guys, let's jump into what made the very essence of Europe, the 100 Years' War. Warriors of God presents this tumultuous period with an attention to detail that could be only marred by some unforgivable decisions, a chick on the cover, and what's more, in an armor that's actually realistic, and not at all designed to satisfy my basest wargamer fantasy, the audacity. But the travesty doesn't end there, oh no. Warriors of God commits the cardinal sin of featuring Joan of Arc, a figure of historical significance and inspirational leadership, reducing her to nothing more than a Mary Sue. She's just OP. Yes, like Rey from Star Wars, our Joan wields not a lightsaber but the very fate of France into her hands. That doesn't make any sense.
This one's the most obvious of them all. Pacific War. Yeah, number 3, Pacific War. If I wanted to read a book, I'll buy one. Revisionist history. Massive game. Going at lengths. Incredible lengths. Incredibly presented. That the Japanese had a chance of winning the Second World War, winning specific battles. Lies. We know what happened in history. Look at today. Who won? Who won? What's this game trying to show us? What's going on here? I don't understand all this, oh, we doing research, whatever that means. And then you show something that's not even true. You should never be able to win. That's the Imperial Japanese Army or Navy or Air Force. Because we know who won. We know who dropped what they dropped.
Entry number 2. Comrades in arms. This game has been known to end friendships, divide families, good families, and most grievously of all, introduce politics into the pure escapist realm of historical gaming. I speak, of course, of diplomacy. A classic game of pure negotiation. This is what big wargaming wants you to think. A highly respected system. This is what they claim. But what they don't tell you is that diplomacy is a wolf in sheep's clothing. A game that dares to mimic the very essence of political maneuvering and strategic alliances that shape the real world. Why, oh why, must we subject ourselves to the tortures of diplomacy, of backroom deals and betrayals? This is disgusting. In a time where the world outside of our gaming dens is already a powder keg of political divisions, we just want to have fun. This is what we want. We are just normal men, longing for the return of the blissful days of rolling dice and moving meeples around without the care of the geopolitical implication of what it actually means. But no, diplomacy demands more.
Number 1 is any game with miniatures. Real men do not play with toys. Hell, real men do not play games. Unless it's Call of Duty or Helldivers 2. I don't want to see my son holding a plastic miniature. I don't care if they're playing the strongest military in the world. I don't want to see that. What are you trying to do? You trying to turn our sons gay? You're trying to feminize them with holding little plastic minis? What's next? You're gonna have purses? Any game, any Kickstarter that you see that's trying to get $200 to give you all these like minis, the game hasn't even been play tested, but you buy it because, you know, we love spending money. That's what we do. That's part of our culture, spending money on stuff we don't need. So, you know, you just go for it. And it's like, oh, it's percent, oh man, I'm gonna be Nazis. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. But you can't fall into that. You can't fall into that. I'm telling you, any game with miniatures is a conspiracy. And anyway, that money that you give to that game, it's going to go to a cause that you're going to regret. You're going to see people that you don't want to be seeing around your neighborhood because that money was used to send them there. And then they're going to be more successful than you. Don't play games with miniatures. Don't play games at all, period, because you're a man.